Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at the habit of meditation and how do we get into that habit, especially if we feel like we don't have enough time or we want to do it, but we always end up sort of feeling a bit lazy when it's time or things always keep getting in the way. This is a channel where you can learn the ins and outs of mindfulness practice, get tips and tricks on meditation, and regardless of your level where you can meditate with me. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Before that, I just wanted to ask, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that, please. And if you feel like you're getting anything out of these videos, go ahead and like and comment. And if there's anyone else that you feel like would get something out of it, go ahead and share, as I'm looking to build a channel, and I'm sure that we can do that with your help. So thanks so much in advance. That said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Basically, when we think about habit formation, we have to think about our psychology, and especially from sort of an evolutionary standpoint. Basically, we as humans, we love to lounge around and we love to chill. And in order to have any kind of habit that's going to get around that, it either has to be something that we just love doing so much and it just comes so naturally that it just happened effortlessly. But for almost all of us, for almost everything, that's not something that happens just overnight. Something that we have to cultivate. And the best and really the most effective strategy that I found over many years of studying this topic is something called mini habits. And basically what this strategy is taking any habit, and I am going to be talking specifically about meditation today, but really more in general, this is something that applies to any kind of healthy habit or behavioral change that we have in our life. But coming back, basically that when we can break things down into the smallest, easiest step, that we can have the most success in changing our behavior or in making ourselves get to a new kind of habit. And I'm going to use as an example maybe starting to run. Let's just say you have a goal that you want to run every day, and not only that, but that you want to run a marathon. So, usually what happens is for the first few days, you run a lot. You have this idea, this really clear image in your head of, yes, I'm going to be a marathon runner, and I gotta go and kick butt and really stick to it. But then, after so many days, you start to feel really tired. It starts to take a toll on your body. And then maybe you have a work project that comes up that starts to stress you out. And then, so many little things add up, or big things. And then it's like, okay, then you stop completely. So the mini habits way would be to actually go smaller and to go really ridiculously small. And that's part of the instruction, that whatever goal we have, we want to break it down into something that's so small it almost seems pointless, and it seems too easy. And there's a good reason for that. So basically with our running example, and this is something really interesting, and I find like a really key part of this practice, is you want to actually go to before you even run. So we're going to go ahead to waking up, and let's just say we want to run in the morning, and we're going to put on our running clothes and our running shoes. And so that would be maybe our first mini habit. The second would be to get our keys or whatever we might need to leave the house. And then the last one would be maybe to go to the door. So basically if you kind of break it down, what we're doing is that with every step, not only is it something not very difficult, but it's something that once we do it, it's the next logical step is a little bit like, it's a bit obvious, okay? So if we put on all of our running clothes, it's like, well, what else is there to do? What do you usually do when you put on your running clothes? You go running. And then when we get our key, it's like, okay, well, what am I going to do now? It's like, well, normally I leave the house. And then when we stand in front of the door, it's like, okay, the only thing really left to do is to leave the house and to go on our run. And then the next really important thing too is that the run itself, we're going to make it something short. We're not going to run a half marathon every single day. We're going to maybe, especially when we're starting, maybe just run for 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes. but not half an hour, not an hour, not long times. So again, we're breaking things down into really small components. And the reason for all of this, and just to kind of tie it all together, is that we are tricking that part of our mind that's like, you know, it's cold outside, I don't feel like it, I gotta do all these things, you know, I gotta get dressed, I gotta go here, I gotta, you know, go out, I gotta run around, I've gotta run for so long. And basically, when we can make it into a very, very, very small step, essentially it's like no matter how lazy or tired we might feel, that we can hack that and we can kind of go underneath and sort of trick our own mind and say, you know, I'm just putting on my running clothes and then I'm just grabbing my key. Like pretty much no matter what, unless we're in a really bad state, in which case, you know, you might want to be looking at some kind of other instruction of how to get out of that rut. But generally, if we're in an okay mind state, you know, not totally distraught, that we always have the energy to put on shoes and to grab a key and to go outside. And at each step, again, the next logical step is obvious. So if we're gonna relate that to our meditation, that now, you know, we don't maybe necessarily have special clothes that we meditate in, but it's a similar thing where we wanna be wearing, for example, loose-fitting clothes to meditate. So if we're not wearing that, or if, you know, we slept in our underwear or something, maybe we want to put on some shorts or a shirt or, you know, whatever it is that you're going to meditate in, that you put on that. And then the next thing would be just to go and stand in front of your meditation area. So that could be in front of your cushion. If you meditate in front of a chair, just go ahead and stand in front of your chair or behind your chair. And then again, this next thing is like, well, what else am I going to do now? And then we're gonna go ahead and sit and meditate. Are we gonna meditate half an hour? Are we gonna meditate 20 minutes? No, we're just gonna meditate for 1 minute. And maybe in extreme cases, if you really feel like, oh, I'm just really stressed out, 30 seconds. And as I mentioned in an earlier video, our meditation sessions are gonna be quite short regardless when we're beginning. So it's not, you know, that much shorter than the 2 minutes that's recommended for beginning meditation. But regardless, what we're doing is we're just getting ourselves there. The important thing is we're gonna meditate for 30 seconds or 1 minute. And then at that point we can say, okay, do I wanna stay a little bit longer? And especially when we have such a short time, and again, because this is something that we actually want to do, which is why I mentioned that at the beginning, this is kind of an important key, is on some level it has to be something that's like, I want to do this even though it might be a struggle. So, and because once we're there, it's like, okay, well, I'll meditate a minute more, or maybe even 2 or 3 minutes more. So that is my best recommendation for how to overcome feelings of, you know, oh, I don't feel like it, or I don't have enough time. And again, when we're meditating for such a short time, this really helps us overcome that kind of, okay, you know, no matter really how busy we are, we have 30 seconds in a day, no matter what. And hopefully you can agree. So that said, that's kind of the Mini Habits approach. If you want to check out the book, I highly recommend it. I've gone ahead and put it in the description below. So check it out, let me know what you think. And in general, what does this sound like? How does it sound to you? Does it sound realistic? Is it something that you might want to try out? Have you been struggling with meditation or any other kind of habit? And you know, if it's new to you, go ahead and feel free to brainstorm in the comments. You know, hey, I want to eat more healthy, or I want to, you know, exercise more, or, you know, whatever it could be. You know, hopefully something meditation related, or probably if you're watching this channel, but you get the idea. So that said, we're gonna go ahead and just sit for about a minute. Really short meditation practice today. And if you're new to the channel, that's how we do here. We have a talk on a subject, and then we just meditate together. So go ahead and find your seat. Just tuning into your breath and tuning into your body. And just feeling your body, its stillness. As you bring your focus to your breathing. And just watching your breath come in and out. And just savoring that breath once more as we breathe in. And we breathe out. So thanks again for tuning in. How did it go? How was that short 1-minute meditation for you? And let me know how it goes in your practice at home. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.